Guten Tag, hello, Centani, and good morning, and welcome to the next episode of the Godfather Part 2 Minute. That's right. I'm Alex Robinson.
And I'm Andy Robinson.
And together we're the Godfather Minute Brothers. Here to talk about minute 57 of Godfather Part 2.
That's right, Alex. Bada beep, bada boop, bada boop. Repeat after me. E minuto.
E minuto.
Numero.
57. 57.
You got it?
Okay, got it. We're talking about minute 57 here today.
That's right.
The Heinz minute, they call it.
Oh, do they?
Or Heinz 57.
I never thought about it that way. We're supposed to be giving funny names to earlier minutes.
Oh, we should have done that.
Like,
but we had Sammy Hagar.
Yeah,
55.
like Sweet 16.
That's tough.
Like
not all the numbers have
legal
things.
to drink minute.
I don't think all the numbers have things.
Not all of them, but a lot of them do, right?
You'd think by now they'd all be used up.
Yeah.
Like 1 through 100, there'd be a product or movie or television show associated with every number.
Well, and the whole varieties thing really worked for Heinz. Why not? I'm surprised other products and companies didn't do it. Like diapers, 18 varieties.
I don't know. It doesn't have the same ring. I think also with diapers, you want one diaper that works. Like, you know what I mean? Like sauces are...
I'm sold. You don't have to even go on. You looked me in the eye and said, you want one diaper that works.
Sauces is something you can kind of try different things and people's taste in it. But like diapers, you just put basically... I don't know. That seems overwhelming to me. Like, I have to pick from 57 different diapers.
Yeah, but don't kids have preferences? Like, I'm sure
believe me, I'm sure they've specialized in, these are for kids who are 3 through 6 months, and this is 6.
Yeah.
2 guys who don't have kids speculating on what diaper branding is.
Okay, like. To simplify it, I'm knocking it down to diapers, 5 varieties. 5 varieties. Right?
Yeah. It's good.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Minimize it?
I can't tell if you're is 5, are you trying to say that it's simple, that there's only 5 varieties?
Only 5 choices. But it's so enough choices for, if your kid's not wearing it or getting a rash, you got 4 other choices, but not so much to overwhelm you, to drive you to the other company's diapers.
That's
that only
right.
has one diaper that works.
Yes, exactly.
One diaper always works.
That would be my counter if I was the rival diaper company. I was like, who needs 5 varieties of diapers? We all need one variety, the one that works. So,
and what would the company be called? Now it's like a Pampers wacky package. It's gonna be like, wasn't there a diaper wacky package?
There was one for Loves.
Oh yeah, what was it?
Chubbs, diapers for fat babies.
Really?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound familiar. Oh, maybe I'm picturing the picture. Maybe it was Chubbs. I thought it would have something to do more like a Garbage Pail Kid because it's diapers.
Yeah, well, I guess they went highbrow. They kind of tricked you to thinking it would be something in the gutter, but it turned out to be.
Yeah, they went all highbrow. They made a fat joke about kids.
In the world of wacky packages, that is the high ground. Is the...
Well, anyway, Alex, tell us about the minute.
We're at minute 57. We're back in New York in the 1916 or 1917. I forgot.
Yeah.
Clemenza and Vito finish discussing rugs. And afterwards, they go to Clemenza's friend's front door, which the buffalo-headed... They go to the front door, which the buffalo-headed capo jimmies open very quickly.
It's funny you call him buffalo-headed and capo, because capo means head.
Oh.
Like the head of something.
Oh, interesting.
Capo, so like the buffalo-headed head.
Does it mean head in the same... Is it in the same sense that, like... A head means both. The word head means both like the lead of something and the actual physical head.
I think so.
Head. Okay.
I believe so.
Not like the leader or something.
I think it does mean both.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it
nice.
does. Yeah.
Capo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Clemenza, I thought you were going to say it's funny because at this point he is neither a capo nor is he buffalo headed. So
yeah, he's kind of buffalo headed looking though. Bruno Curvy.
I don't know.
No, you didn't think so?
Maybe just because his physical. I don't know. He just doesn't seem as physically imposing as Clemenza did.
That's true. He is wearing that big hat though in this minute.
Yeah, it's true.
It kind of gives him a big head. And I always remember what you said way back in GF1.
Got the big hats. Gosh, we haven't seen Frankie for 1,000 years.
I know. Yeah, he's always and he saves the rugs for last. But what do you call that kind of hat that's popular at that time?
Like a bowler?
Is it a bowler?
I don't know. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, it looks like that old kind of hat, a bowler.
Like the kind that like Laurel and Hardy would wear.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a bowler.
That's a bowler. Yeah.
So I always remember what you told me when you told me in GF1 that actors with big heads are more likely to be cast. They have like smaller bodies and bigger heads.
Yeah.
And I thought of that when I was watching Clemenza, Bruno Kirby Clemenza.
He does seem to have a big head.
I think his head did stand out. But maybe it's because he's wearing the big old bowler.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't seem buffalo-y, though. I guess because Clemenza 1 was a physically big guy, so it seemed more appropriate for a buffalo.
Yeah.
He seems more like,
buffalo-headed.
Like an owl?
Who? Ow. Wait, what are you laughing at?
I was laughing that you said who.
Oh, really? That's the oldest joke.
I know. That's what I was laughing at. Because I do that joke all the time. But
really? I do it all the time, too. Because there are owls in our neighborhood. And every now and then, every now and then, someone will make a comment. We'll be walking and we'll be seeing people. And I'll say, "Oh, what are you looking at?" And they'll be like, "Oh, someone just saw an owl over here." I'm like, "Who?" And no one ever gets it right away. I think because no one does that anymore.
That's what I mean. It's like
Hey, I've got one for you. A song for Clemenza. Buffalo headed. They should have stopped him in Munich.
So, the other thing I always do is if any references to hearing or ears, I'll always say what. If someone says, "Oh, I went to the ear doctor," I'll say what.
Oh yeah,
something like that. It's a similar. Is there ones for other? Is there a why and a when?
Yeah,
we'll work on it. We'll ask, we'll answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I gotta say at the beginning of this minute, where it's not actually the beginning. It's the very beginning. They wrap up the rug thing. Did you want to talk about?
They're in the cafe. They're finishing their espresso, and
Vito says, "Yeah, my wife would like a rug."
Yeah,
and they get up and they leave.
On.
So
then they go start walking through the street.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to comment on the street.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I am amazed that they filmed this on location.
Alex, it's only 100 years ago. Not when they filmed it, when it took place.
Yeah,
there are chickens in the road.
105 years ago.
Okay, man. Yeah, it's those last 5 that really.
There are chickens crossing the road. Why?
No. It's like Yoda telling a knock-knock joke. How does that work? Crossing the road he crosses, knock knock.
So yeah, like you said, it has been 105 years.
But look at it, it's a whole different world.
But it's not, though, because that's one of the cool things about it is that they could film this they could take a real New York City street and just like the buildings were still pretty much the same. So that's what's kind of cool about it.
Yeah,
that it is 100 years, but it's that's one of the things about that going to Europe and stuff. You go to Europe and like, oh yeah, this church has been here since like 1527, and you're like, being Americans, you're like, oh my gosh, we have nothing like that. In terms of, I mean, I guess we do have a couple of things that are from the 1500s, but
it's true,
not very much.
Not older.
Yeah, and that's not something like, oh yeah, people have been living in this building consistently for 400 years or something.
It's
which
amazing.
Plenty of European cities. So. But anyway,
well, within that scene, did you see the chickens? I know we joked about it.
I was going to bring up the chickens.
I thought it was so cool that now that's come back full circle because of the whole urban chicken movement.
I looked it up. I was trying to figure out, get some kind of statistics as to how many chickens there are in New York City at this given point. And no information because apparently chickens are basically considered pets. So
you didn't have to register them.
You don't have to register them. There's no limit as to how many you can have as long as no one complains.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and there's certain things like you have to have, like they can't be mistreated, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
is that kind of how it is in Portland now? I know you can have a limit.
Oh, Portland, I think you're required to have 4 chickens at every given. Are chickens really a big thing here?
Oh yeah, urban chickens are.
Oh, that's right. You have a chicken. You have a chicken.
Yeah, no, they're all over the neighborhood. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not talking about the animal. I'm talking about these people who are scared to leave their homes because of all the crime.
Cucurico.
Bunch of chickens. No, it seems like the past few years, even before the pandemic, it started to become a thing. Yeah. Urban chickens.
Yeah,
but it's probably more regulated than it was in 1917 New York.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. Hey, by the way, I just came up with a Godfather joke. Knock, knock. Oh, sorry. Let me start again.
Who?
Why did a chicken cross the road?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Papa!
Because it's a chicken? Is that it? Is that why you say Papa?
You figure it out.
Yeah, so apparently in New York City at this time, you can have hens. You cannot have roosters.
Okay.
I guess because they're probably more noisy and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You can have hens. Hens are legal, but you cannot have geese, ducks, roosters, turkeys. Those are all illegal.
Oh, funny.
So,
wow. But chickens are okay. They're like pets.
Yeah.
I think Clemenza even at this point probably has hens, right?
I don't know.
Well, he's always being hen-pecked. Clemenza, go give your friend a rug. A rug. That's Mrs. Clemenza.
I get. You can hardly read her chicken scratch writing. Yeah, so I guess it would depend on the space you had and stuff.
Yeah.
So apparently it was a really big thing for immigrants also because a lot of immigrants came from a place where a lot of people had chickens, so they were used to having
it's probably a pretty efficient way to produce protein.
But
right?
Is the money you spend on chicken feed is notoriously small potatoes. You know what I mean? No one every time someone says
literally.
Every time someone says chicken feed, they're talking about
That's what I mean. It's probably a very very economical way to create protein. You're buying literally chicken
turning
feed
a little bit of cheap grain into
protein
and then
like
some water, I assume.
A protein bomb.
Into a protein bomb, yeah. All you got to put up with is all that chicken poop everywhere.
Yeah, well, that goes back to that engineer who, remember a few episodes back, you talked to, I don't remember his name now, the engineer the city hired to clean up the city,
the horse,
design all the horse
what was
manure
that guy's
and
name?
chicken.
Yeah. Chappie's drink. No, Brad's drink.
Brad's drink. That was
different
Pepsi?
guy. That was a different guy.
Was that Pepsi?
Yeah, Pepsi
was original Pepsi.
Was Brad's drink.
And then the guy who created the musical instrument classification system was sax, trombone, or something. Right?
You invented the saxophone, the musical.
Yeah.
There's only 2 instruments, the saxophone and the other one.
Only 2 varieties. They both make good music.
So, so you see the chickens in the middle of the road, which that you wouldn't be a fan. I know you say that was awesome, but I'm sure if you're like,
oh no, it was awesome to see, not to live in the city at that time. Because the car was trying to get through, and he ended up, and there was a dog too. They're mingling with the chickens, and the woman was kind of shepherding the chickens and the dogs out of the street.
Do you think the automobile? Let me get your. There's got to be not a Who's the Real Andy Robinson Bert Fart. There should be a theme song for just like a general discussion topic. Okay. Basically, has the American automobile destroyed, helped contributed to the demise of the sense of community in places? Because if you look at Vito Street, like everyone's outside. People are walking around. There's people doing laundry, people cleaning stuff, people selling stuff. There's a lot of Like, you can't walk down the street without bumping into people. And now we don't even know our neighbors. Yeah. We live next door to someone for 10 years and never speak to them.
All I hear is a bunch of chickens.
Do you think it's the house is all chickens?
It might be chickens raising other chickens there.
Chicken
It
house.
might be Animal Farm next door. Chicken house.
What you need is a fox.
That's a good question. Yeah, probably led or contributed to the decline of community.
Right.
And but I think the question is what led to the decline in community more so. The automobile, internet, or the smartphone?
Well, the internet and smartphone.
Or the television.
Yeah, I would say internet and smartphone seem too close to each other to count as separate factors to me. Like, for one thing, they were only basically like roughly 10 years after the internet around, the smartphones were around. Like, there wasn't
I think you can still say that was a huge jump from internet to smartphones. Like personal device from desktop computers to smartphones.
I wouldn't say it was as big of a jump as from radio to television. Like, I think you're right. Television was a much bigger, I think a very big contributor because people stopped going out at night. They could just get entertainment right in their house.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I did definitely the internet. And I mean, well, see, the thing about the internet and the smartphone is they also create, they create a substitute community. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, television is just a passive thing you're doing, whereas there are people who... So?
It's not true. I learned a lot.
But I would think they all were probably contributing factors.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, you deal much more with the younger generation than I do, so you've probably seen... do you feel like children when you encounter them in school?
Well, the reason I brought up...
Slack-jawed... red, watery eyes from staring at a
They do stay up
glowing screen.
I mean, I'm not going to generalize, but a lot of kids, I can't tell you how many parents would come to me and say, I can't get my child to school because they're staying up too late because they're on their phone.
Yeah.
Doing whatever, and they just can't get up in the morning.
Yeah. They're lazy.
These
millennials, they want everything handed to them. Last week I attacked immigrants. This week I'm attacking millennials.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Eventually I get to everyone. I'm an equal opportunity offender.
You're an equal opportunity old guy. By the way, it's such fun listening to last week's episode as I was editing it.
Us being old.
Being the old man. Do you remember?
The good old days.
The good old days when you could have chickens as pets. You didn't have to register them.
It's going to be weird when, like, Generation X is the old, which I guess is coming up because the baby boomers are currently the oldest generation.
You're next, Alex.
And so it's going to be weird. We're all like, back in my day, we had Atari. And, like, it's like all these weird, like, our Rubik's Cube had 8 sides on it. Like,
not 64. Our Rubik's Cube. By the way, it had 6 sides, I think.
6 sides?
Not 8.
Oh, that makes sense. Right. Yeah. Well, back in our day.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. So the reason I said the difference between, I don't mean to get off on this too much, but difference between internet and phones. Like, think about it. The internet, it kind of got people just more sedentary inside and stuff. But as soon as you have smartphones, now everywhere you go, people are still isolated everywhere.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I was going to say no matter where you go, people are always connected.
Yeah, I mean, far as
right. It's funny though that you were that. It's,
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well, here's what else. Also, then I'll put this in the smartphone, and I will in that case then I will cast aside the internet as I think the smartphone was a bigger influence. Yeah. So I think you're right about that. The fact that basically we all have the internet 24 hours a day in our pockets.
Yeah. You're isolated when that's the updated version of you're a redneck. You're
isolated. The most depressing comedian in the world.
You've got no community.
Yeah. You're a total solitary person.
How solitary are you?
No, just be one person. How solitary am I?
When more than half of your friends are bots.
Oh, damn. Russian bots.
But you
no
don't
less.
know it.
Well, then how would you know?
That's your point. You don't even know you're isolated, which I guess makes it okay. If you don't know you're isolated,
Yeah.
then as long as you don't feel isolated.
If
Would you
you-
rather have 2 friends, real friends you know are real,
Uh-huh.
or 100 friends only online,
Yeah.
but you don't know how many of them are real or fake?
So they could all be bots.
They could all be bots, or none of them could be bots. It's a real crapshoot.
Do I see the real people? Like, is it the kind of thing where I... Because I think basically you're already...
With
it sounds like I've already chosen, like, knowing 2 people in real life. So that's about all the people I know. So yeah.
Well, no. The
I'm satisfied with
100
that.
people you never see, only
Right.
online. The 2 people you only see online and in person, but they're the only people. You don't you don't interact with anyone else in the world. So 2 people in your life.
As long as I could see those people frequently.
The 2 people?
Yeah, I think I could do that. I would do that one.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
Well, plus the internet, it's not just like I was gonna say it's like the Twitter. It's not like Twitter comes with all the other jerks who are on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you could say to Twitter, okay, I only want my 100 friends on here and nobody else, it would be great.
You can't do that?
No, you can't do it because they're always trying to get you to to do more with it. So they're showing you stuff that's going to get you mad. They're showing you stuff that you're going to like. They're showing you,
I guess they're trying to.
So it's
trying to sell you.
Yeah,
they're trying to sell you.
Yeah, if you're not the customer, then you're the product.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it the other day. I entered my credit card. It turns out I was buying myself.
You really are isolated.
Hey, one more comment on this. You know, we've been doing this podcast for a few years, right? And we've got some listeners, and
a few.
And I realized this is. Don't get me wrong. I love talking with you every few days about Godfather. No, I ain't quitting. No, you'll still see me.
I was going to say, you don't buy me out, I buy you out.
Oh, I talk to your family. You guys don't have the muscle to like you used to. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, what's the point of doing this show if you can't meet new people in person and make friends and connection and community? Don't get me wrong, the internet community is fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's really not a substitute for a real community.
Oh, no.
So I'm pledging, Alex.
What?
Now that the world is opening up again and the pandemic restrictions are a thing of the past, when I start traveling again, I travel, I'm going to start posting in Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse nightclub where I'm going to be. Mm-hmm. And if anyone wants to meet up, any listeners want to meet up for just grab a beer, grab a brewski, talk Godfather, let's do it, right?
Yeah.
Are you in?
I'm in.
Can I count you in?
Well, I mean, are we like? Do I have to travel with you in these things, or Sure.
You have those free companion tickets, right?
That's a lot of money in them white tickets. Well, here's the thing. We have done this with Star Wars.
Oh, really?
We've done meetups occasionally, and after I moved here to Portland, in an attempt to say, you know what, I'm going to try to make some friends, I'm going to do a meetup, and it went great. And for some reason, we never did. I think we did it, and then like COVID happened, so we weren't going to be doing it. It wasn't not like right after. It was like, I'm not saying that was the cause of COVID. First of all, let's put that rumor to rest. But the only risk with and I know you're better at this than I am, but the only risk you face is if you're like, hey, I'm going to be in Philadelphia this weekend. If any Godfather Minute fans, I'm going to be at this bar, is you might just wind up with one person there.
That's okay.
Oh, so that's something, because you're better at those. Me, I would be like, oh my gosh, this is so uncomfortable. Yeah. Or, you know, it depends on the person, of course, but it's a real risk that.
I mean, most likely, at least for Godfather, it's going to be one person. It's like some random city, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Well, hopefully they'll bring
that's
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You become friends, you talk, and right?
Yeah.
I think that's a cool thing to do.
All right, I totally think you should do it. Where's your first? Should we start one here in Portland first?
I'm not going to announce where I'm going to be. That's too dangerous.
Well, you just said you were going to So you just want people to find you, and if they do find you, you'll say hello.
It's like a geocaching thing, Alex. It's like a Godfather. So what would it would be like it's a Vito caching thing.
Oh
no, I don't know. I don't have any travel plans yet, but I will. I'll start posting it. What's the best way to do it? Would it be like, hey, I'm gonna be? I don't want to. I might not know where to meet. Is it say, hey, instant message me if you live in this town, and we'll make arrangements to meet at a bar? Or is it like I pick the place and be like 8 p.m. this Saturday, Godfather fans, come on over. I'll be wearing a I don't know, like a Nike Air Jordans. That's how you'll know me.
Personally, I would say to assure your safety. I would say you find a place and then like somewhere near where you're staying or any place you're going to, maybe somewhere you're going to be anyway, and say, hey, I'm going to be at this bar or this coffee shop or whatever. I think if letting someone else pick, you could wind up going like somewhere totally off the beaten path, or
Yeah, that's a good
idea. $75 Uber ride to go meet one guy who's gonna be like, yeah, this show's okay. I'm not a Patreon. I don't really. I think it sucks here. You guys are asking for money all the time.
I'm here because I work in this business, and I thought you might want to buy these products. I just kidding.
He's like an Amway salesman.
So I'm going to start doing that. That's the reason I brought that up. But you know what? You got me thinking about safety. Maybe I'll pick a place, but I'll go to another place.
Or you pick a place and then you just look in the window from outside and you're like, oh, is anyone here?
I hire someone to go in as me.
Totally.
And then they start the conversation and they give a hand signal if things are okay. Then I come in and I say, hey, I'm the real me.
You tag out. You're like the guy.
And then the actor and I are both there with the Godfather Minute fan, and we ask the person who is the real Andy Robinson. Who is the real Robinson?
I thought you were going to say that you then after you talk to that person for a while, they go, okay, and then suddenly another guy comes in. He's like, I'm the real fan. I just sent that guy in here to see what you were like before I came out.
It's like a Mr. Show episode.
The funny thing about that is that at first it's two guys talking to each other, neither of whom
both hired, right?
Yeah, probably haven't even seen The Godfather.
They actually recognize each other right away because they're both in the same improv group. A is for Abandando, B is for Barzini, and C is for Corleone. See, Alex, I'm learning to read, and not just the funny papers. So if you want to learn more about how to read into The Godfather, go ahead and subscribe to The Godfather Minute bonus content. How do we do that, Alex?
No!